are both gonna have the Metal Gear movie because I feel like he knows about it and he cares enough about it like I do that he's gonna want to say that movie.
No, I definitely knew you had candy.
Yeah, well, see, when you didn't expand upon on David Hayter, I said, bet that's my talking point. I can talk.
Because especially with me, I can definitely run on for a while. So I just didn't want to like flesh it out too much, but like I definitely chimed in when you talked about it because like.
I definitely knew you had candy then on your list.
Yeah, I know you're a fucking dick.
But then again, when you think about Metal Gear,
I mean, I did ask. I gave good warning. I stole from Raymond. I stole from you.
When
I don't want to hear this. I'm getting you some fucking water, you piece of shit.
When you think like Metal Gear though, they've had so many good voice actors though.
Yeah.
That it's like just to replace certain characters is hard. Like Boss was voiced by oh god, what was her name? She did like a bazillion voice actor roles. Nolan North did Ocelot.
I hate this nigga, yo. For real. Hate him with a passion.
Yo, but you love me though.
No, I don't.
Damn.
You know.
Damn.
He likes you right now about as much as I like the Resident Evil movies.
Basically.
You didn't even watch them. That's not even fair.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't even have to watch you, but he doesn't like
I like you as much as I like the It remake. Chapter 2.
Wow.
That's rough.
Wow.
That's rough.
You recording?
Hell yeah, I'm recording, nigga.
You know what? Good. I'm happy.
Welcome to part 3, episode 5 of the Big Sin podcast. Tony just admitted
he walked
he
off and
hates
got
me.
a drink, so I'm doing the same.
I should spill water on this fucking computer right now.
That's fucked up, man.
I don't give a fuck.
This computer is on my credit.
Anyway. Go ahead. With your sweaty ass piss.
Yo, I'm not even gonna show the camera, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
don't do that.
yeah, no. I sweat a lot. Like, I'm always hot. It's not that I sweat a lot, it's that I'm always hot. That's why I'm sitting next to the window. That's why when Ray wanted to switch seats, I'm like, nah, bro, I need to be next to the window. Because, like, I'm always dying of heat. That's why sometimes I need to turn on the AC in the winter time, because, like, I can't rely on air coming from outside. But, top 5 game-related things coming soon.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
So I don't think that's how I said it on the outro of the last video, but that's how it got said in the beginning here.
Yeah, basically.
So you want to kick off the list so I don't steal anything from you? I'll be honest right now, you should start off with the console. Because I saw it, and that's the only thing I saw, and I will say it if you don't say it.
Resident Evil 3.
That's one of mine, but okay.
Resident Evil 3.
I'm actually looking forward to that too because I had so much fun playing 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I had a lot of fun playing 1. 2 was funny because Raymond was so underwhelmed about how I breezed by it.
I was about as content with that playthrough as I am with my life.
Well, I heard rumors that when they first officially announced that Resident Evil 2 was being remade, Resident Evil 3 they basically was like, listen, depending on the success of 2, well, you know,
that was my immediate thought too. I'm like, if 2 just knocks it out of the park, we're in business. It's just gonna print money all on its own. Like,
yeah,
it's just gonna.
It was just like when they remade Crash, and it was just like, Crash did so well, they might as well do Spyro.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking the first 3 did well enough, they'll do racing too.
Yeah, and like, you know, like I said before on a different episode, you know, Resident Evil 3 is my favorite Resident Evil game of all time. That was the first Resident Evil game that actually introduced the quick turn, the 180 turn.
Yep. And the parry.
Yep, and the dodge.
Yeah. So you can parry and you can dodge.
Well, it's kind of the same, yeah, but
Noted.
if you do it at like the dodging in the original Resident Evil 3 actually requires a lot of talent and precision because you could end up getting mollywopped quite a few times if you don't know how to time it correctly. So I hope that they don't make it too easy in the remake.
They're definitely gonna make it easy because like nowadays they're just making games easier for people.
Well, no, because Resident Evil 2 has difficulty adjust. So
yeah, and if you suck, it gets easy.
yeah, so when you got mollywopped, the game definitely got easier at certain points, and then you got back to difficulty adjust 9. I noticed it.
Do you think the difficulty went up to 9 on me?
At one point, yeah, but then you got hit, like, because I know you had to get hit, like, a certain amount of times, so I knew it, like, it changed up on you after a little bit. But then I was just like, he's breezing through, and he's not really getting hit, so why is the game so freaking easy?
Yeah, like the Resident Evil 3 introduced so much new shit to the series. It was more action oriented. You can actually make your own ammo, so you can basically choose your play style. Do I just want to fuck with a shotgun,
Yeah.
grenade launcher, or just strictly stick with the pistol?
Oh, the M16 too, which was in the assisted mode.
Also, the one thing that they did different was,
branching storylines. That's it.
yeah, the live action shit that you can do. But also another thing that they had was, whenever you went into a room, it was never the same enemy. Like for instance, let's say one play.
What?
For instance, in one playthrough, you may encounter dogs in one certain area. So you go entirely different enemy.
Yeah, Resident Evil 3, especially when it comes to the first 3 games, Resident Evil 3 is the hardest game to speedrun because Resident Evil 3 has the most RNG out of all the Resident Evil games. Like, you could literally get...
But throughout that playthrough, there's just dogs in that room, right?
Yeah, unless you die and start over. Then the RNG will just reset itself. Damn. Yeah. Resident Evil 3 is like a... Honestly, that's why one of the reasons it's one of my favorite games. And to talk about the difficulty, I can respect that Capcom makes their new stuff, especially with everything, because like Street Fighter, they simplified it to the point where like anybody can play it now. It's not like you gotta be good at fighting games. But with Resident Evil, they can make it easy enough for you, but for people who played their whole lives and kind of want it to be challenging, okay, just click on hardcore mode and you're set. Like you don't have to settle for a game that'll hold your hand. Like it's fine. I'm okay with them making it easier for people. I just feel like with things like that, from a mechanical standpoint, if you make it easy to do on one difficulty, it's probably gonna be easy to do on all difficulties. So I'm hoping that they don't like make it too like all you have to do is tap like L2 or something at the like a big window of time to parry, you know? I hope they still keep it narrow and it has to be like right when you get touched, you know what I mean? Because Resident Evil 2 did the defense items thing. I would rather they not have that in 3 and then do the parry thing instead.
Let me get some more water. You guys go ahead.
So like, I'm excited about the PS5 coming out. But I'm also not excited about the PS5 coming out because I already come to the realization that I'm going to have to get 2 PS5s if I want to keep one in my room and keep one in my work office because by the time the PS5 drops, we'll be in a 3-bedroom apartment and one room is going to be for working and recording in. And to avoid going back and forth so much because I want a setup where it's good for recording games and good for recording the podcast. I'm just gonna need another PS5 so I don't have to interrupt that setup.
Yeah.
Or you know what you can do? Buy a power cable, another power cable, and then buy another HDMI cable. So that way you're only switching the box. So let's say, I'm gonna go play Call of Duty online with Irby or whatever. You just basically unplug the back, carry it to the next room, plug it back in, boom. Instead of, blowing almost $1,200 on 2 consoles?
$1,200? How much do you think this shit is?
It's going to be anywhere from 5 to 6.
All things considered, all the PS4s that I bought, I probably spent north of $1,000 on PS4s.
He's had quite a few.
Yeah.
So instead of paying that much money for 2 consoles, you're literally paying maybe an extra $50 for both cables that you can leave plugged into the wall on the TV. So you're just switching boxes.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I just wish there was a way you can like have like a HDMI plugged into your console, like a wireless HDMI, and like just plug it into any TV in the house.
That would be neat.
Right?
That would be neat.
$1 million idea.
Yeah, get that sucker patented. You can make some money.
I don't know how to do that.
You gotta go to the patent office.
Yeah, you go through.
But you actually have to create it first. And
Yeah.
Then you
Go through the right
shit.
channel. Find the right people. You can get it done.
Yeah. All right, Ray, it's on you.
Nothing's impossible. Things I'm looking forward to. Well, Resident Evil was definitely the first one because it's like the nearest one. Am I just gonna rifle off one?
Yeah.
I'll just rifle off one that doesn't even have a release date. Whenever they decide to make a second Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, you're a piece of shit.
They're saying that might be a launch title for PS5.
Okay. Well, that's going to be amazing. Because I could have went the easy route and just said, oh, the next God of War, because that's going to be amazing. But
why my favorite game, though? Why one of mine? Why did you just say God of War?
Because you took my favorite film franchise
so you
of all
deserve
time.
What? Like,
Basically just put it
you
out
didn't
there.
even love it as much as I did.
You will never love Godzilla even an ounce as much as I do, but you decided to put it out there.
You don't know shit about Candyman. You took that shit from me.
Fair enough. But
I knew we were gonna have similar answers because they're big titles.
It pays to be the bigger fucking person. Damn it!
I didn't do it out of spite.
Practice what you preach, sir.
Fuck that. What the hell?
It's on my list.
Little man hashtag 2020.
It's on my list. It's a AAA title. It's not like we could ask probably like 40,000 people in like a random room, and they're probably looking forward to it too. It's a big title. You know what I mean?
I loved Horizon Zero Dawn 1, guys.
All right, well then.
I did.
If
I
we're
really
gonna
did. And he stole 2 from me. That's okay, Tony.
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Wait, what?
I'm looking forward to that too.
No, you can't reel off your second. Now you're skipping the flow. Now you're just fucking up the rotation. All right, so Beyond Good and Evil 2. Wait, Beyond Good and Evil. What?
I've heard of it, but I've never played them.
A lot of people never played the original. Unlike Horizon Zero Dawn that millions of people have played and loved, which is why it would be crazy for it to be on my list. Beyond Good and Evil.
I think it's insane.
Beyond Good and Evil is one of those titles that not a lot of people paid attention to when it first came out. And granted, I was one of those people. I didn't play it until like I was almost 18, and it came out I think when I was like in my early teens, maybe even earlier. And it was a sleeper hit that I never in my mind would think that it would get a second game, but it's finally going to come out. And I'm really excited to see what they do with it, especially in today's generation where games are just getting so ambitious and innovative that I would think that they would do something crazy with it. So, looking forward to that.
Okay, so 2.
2, mine would be, since you already said PlayStation, Xbox.
Yeah, I would have said that.
Yeah, because I'm going to get both systems.
See, you're definitely spending like $1,000.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the Xbox because I'm curious to see if they're going to put out another Gears of War, since it's a Xbox exclusive. I'm curious to see if they're going to put out a 6th one. I kind of hope they do. And I'm not going to lie, I have a lot of games in my library that I definitely want to go back and play, like Jet Grind Radio, Alan Wake, Batman Origins, and also I'm going to be sharing a console with my son, so I'm actually looking forward to it. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Xbox Gaming Pass. It's like $15 a month, but whatever games is on there, like a game that you wouldn't normally risk spending $50, $60 on. It's like, all right, well, I can just download this, play it, and if I don't like it, there's no risk of me getting beat out of my money. Because, you know, you go to GameStop, you trade it in, you only get like 15 bucks for it, so.
Yeah, a bag of unsalted peanuts.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to the Xbox. Probably won't play on it as much as I would with PlayStation 5, but I can say that if Gears of War 6 comes out, I probably will put my PlayStation to the side for at least a couple months and focus on that.
Okay. Well, my 2 was taken, so might as well replace it with God of War 2.
I literally didn't even mention once how upset I was that he stole Godzilla from me. But this man is immensely emotionally traumatized that I shortened his list by 2.
By 2? What else did you take?
You just said I took your first 2, did you not?
No, you took my number 2.
Oh, well. Number 7 for Carlos.
Number 2, God of War 2.
Oh, I said that one too.
No, you don't get multiple what?
No, but I'm saying I said that one while we were just going off on a tangent. I said it in the span of things that I was talking about.
3 picks? Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, we're just all
out
today.
Yeah, we're just like ignoring the rules. What happened to one at a time?
I'm just saying I mentioned it.
So?
My man went puff, 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 to impact.
Yeah, I chiefed that sucker before I let it go.
Holy shit.
And he wet the blunt. Ain't that a bitch? This nigga ain't shit.
Resident Evil 8. I'm excited for Resident Evil 8. I liked Resident Evil 7 a lot. I played it in VR, loved it. Can't wait for Resident Evil 8. Supposedly it's going to take place on an island with new enemies.
One, I would hope so. They better.
So
I haven't heard any. Last I heard is they were working on Resident Evil 8 and then they went and completely scrapped it. That's the last I heard.
Yeah, and they can keep people entertained with all the... Because now the remakes are taking off, so they're like, oh, we got time. We don't have to...
Yeah.
Okay, so a quick third one, sir, because he's already on 4.
Well, you just said my 4, so we can skip me.
Damn. This is going to be surprising.
Oh.
Ew.
The only reason why...
No.
Listen.
I don't even want to hear it.
The only reason why is because I've noticed a trend with 2K where 2K13 was one of my favorite 2Ks.
What do you think? It's an every 3-year thing?
No. Can I get it out?
No.
Jesus Christ. I noticed that before the launch of a new console, that year before, the game is pretty fucking bad. Like it happened with 2K13. I don't remember the older 2Ks. We're going back years and years ago. Mm-hmm. But I did notice it with 2K13, where 2K13 was actually one of my favorite 2Ks. And I actually went back and played it last year. It was pretty terrible. I'm just thinking to myself, how did that fuck ever like this game?
So you're saying the 2K before a new console is the really terrible one?
Yeah, like it's usually good.
So
like,
why are you looking forward to 2K21?
Because it would be coming out for PlayStation 5, sir. Can I please get it out?
But it would come out before the console too.
Can I please get it out, sir?
I mean, sure, but...
Thank you. Anyway.
The cutoff.
For 2K14, I didn't buy it for Xbox or PS3 or anything like that. I waited. And 2K14 was the first game where they introduced the park, which the park was actually pretty dope. It looked like it was just in New York City. There was a bunch of different parks. I actually played it a lot online. 2K20 was shit. It was fucking terrible. Like to the point where there's only been two 2K games I've ever traded in. It was 17 and it was 20. 17 was bad.
You look a cat.
20 was worse. So I kind of want to see how they're going to do it. I'm kind of at wit's ends with 2K at this point, where they just basically just doing everything they can to try to get you for your money. The games are just, you would think for $1 billion company that they would do such a better job on making this basketball game. I hope NBA Live 2K21 or NBA Live 21 comes out this year and really lights a fire under 2K's ass, because if EA can get it together, they will surpass 2K, and I'm kind of hoping that's what happens.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to see how 2K21 is going to turn out, what new game modes they're gonna throw in there, and the new ways they're going to find a way to just steal my money from me. But anyway, that was my third.
I'm not looking forward to any 2Ks. I'm letting you guys know right now. Not a single freaking one. They've been terrible. Now, with a third. Let's see. He said Horizon. He said God of War.
You will. I guarantee you won't take my 5th pick. And if you do, and this is on camera, I will siphon $100 from my bank account over to his. And and he knows I'm a man of my word.
Shit, can I get him in this? I'm broke. Shit.
Damn, now I want to guess it. Now I want to guess it. Shit, what's coming out? He's a big Metal Gear fan. He's a big...
Well, Metal Gear's dead, so...
Crash.
I can help you with that. Metal Gear's dead.
Crash fan, Tekken fan, Street Fighter fan, Spider-Man fan. Yo, let's work together. We have a 50-50 shot. No, not a 50. Well, we have a better shot if we work together.
No.
He's like, I don't want
I'll give you 50 bucks.
He's
bro.
like, I don't want $50. I want 100.
I'll text you which one you should say, and I'll say a different one.
No, I'll tell you what. This is what we'll do. We'll do 2 honorable mentions. That's what we'll
And
do.
we don't let him finish his list.
No, let him finish his list.
No, if he finishes his list, we don't get the honorable mentions.
Okay, fine. We'll let him stop at 4. Each of us will do 2 honorable mentions, and we'll keep it pushing that he can mention his 5th. And it's 2 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
So, what am I on, 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so 4, 5, and then 2 honorable mentions.
Yes.
The Last of Us 2.
I'm looking forward to that, but it's not on my 5, so I guess that can count as you stole my honorable mention. I'm looking forward to that.
Go ahead.
That was actually one of my honorable mentions, but I can.
Go ahead.
My next one is Batman. They've been dropping hints on it. They put out some cryptic tweets and Instagram posts. A lot of people are thinking that it's going to be based around the Court of Owls. I hope they don't put so much emphasis on that fucking Batmobile like they did in the last one.
Yeah, I thought that was hokey.
Oh my god! Like I was so excited to know that when I watched I watched gameplay footage of it like right before it came out, and was excited the fact that you could ride around the Batmobile. The season passes where you can get different Batmobiles, but then for the different Batmobiles you can't actually use them in the game because you need that stupid ass tank.
Yeah.
So I would like it if they made like an open world, like kind of like how Arkham City was, where it was, well, actually all of them, they were like open world, but it was a really condensed open world.
Yeah.
But you can actually ride around and do different shit with different Batmobiles. Like you don't need some stupid fucking tank, and don't have so many, because you know they're gonna have the Riddler trophies and shit like that.
It's pretty much like how they did with the newest Spider-Man. Like, it felt open world, but when you really look at the map and everything, it's pretty condensed. Like, it's not a whole lot, but there's a lot going on within the confines of what you're given. So they could definitely flesh that out with Batman. And I always felt like Batman, there was so much to do before you actually complete the game, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I always enjoyed about games like that. Like, it'll keep you entertained and make you feel like you got your money's worth by the end of it.
Yeah, like the Batman games, I've continuously gone back to them and played them. I'm actually might go back and play the Arkham series again probably within the next month or so. I love those games.
Okay, so pick number 5. And this isn't even fair because now I'm not even picking games I'm looking forward to. I'm picking games I think he's looking forward to.
No, we already said
Yeah,
this.
come on.
The 2 honorable mentions are going to be his. Pick the game you're looking forward to.
No, no. I'm getting 4
This
tries.
fucking guy is so petty.
Dying Light 2.
What?
Dying Light 2.
They're making a Dying Light 2? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out sometime this year.
That was a really cool game, and I liked what it tried to do with the first one. I don't feel like I feel like I burnt out on that game. I didn't even finish it. But for what it was at first when I was playing it, pretty cool. But no, didn't even know that was coming out.
Yeah. So my 5th one would be GTA 6. Now it's been everything but confirmed that they're making this game. It'll probably be released either 2021, 2022. Like, they started talking about this game back when GTA 5 was first released. They basically told us how the game was going to play out, how they were going to have it where you can travel to different cities.
Yeah,
like
I remember
Miami, or Vice City, Liberty City, Los Santos, San Andreas. They basically told you what they were working on. I've heard so many different people who've tested the game and shit like that where they've said, oh, this is what you're going to be able to do. They're saying there's going to be a female protagonist, which I don't really mind. Male or female, doesn't matter.
Because there's going to be more than one lead. After like 5 where they introduce like 3 people that you're kind of centered around, I feel like whatever they do with the 6th game, you're going to be involved with like a bunch of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And from what I heard, they're not doing anything modern because of the basically the time that we live in. Because a lot of these motherfuckers are so goddamn sensitive. God forbid you talk bad about the president, about President Trump, which, listen, and to expand on that, I'm not for Trump, and I'm not necessarily against Trump. And the same thing for Obama. I was never necessarily for him or against him. I think they were both actually two shitty presidents.
Agreed.
So, it seems like, a lot of people, you say one negative thing about Trump and they're just fucking butthurt. Mm-hmm. When these were the same people who used to trash Obama. So it's like, come on, man. You don't sit here and don't say nothing bad about the president when you were just bad-mouthing our last president. But anyway, so I guess to avoid any of that backlash, this is supposed to be taking place in the 90s. And it sounds like it's going to be centered around drug trafficking a lot. Okay. So I'm kind of interested to see if maybe they're going to bring back some of the San Andreas elements. Like, like how I kind of had that role-play game feel to it.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of RPG kind of details smeared in there.
Yeah, kind of where you can go buy property. You can, I know in Vice City, you had it where your businesses earn money and shit like that. I'm really excited to see how that plays out. Not so much for the online. I don't really care for the online, but
I think it went way over the top after a certain point.
Yeah, now it's just basically trolly as shit.
Yeah.
You basically just run up against griefers all the time. But I am interested to see how they're going to do with the online, considering the fact that you may be traveling to different cities and maybe even different countries.
Okay.
To put a little, to trickle in a little side thing, especially for Rockstar Games, because Rockstar Game is known for being those people that are like super tongue-in-cheek. They will touch almost any subject matter and make really controversial video games. Because of course, when the whole violent video games thing was so big, a lot of Rockstar's titles were the main titles people were looking at that were like super bad games to play. But on the note of him talking about how like they don't want to offend certain types of people, is exactly the reason why I feel like two of my favorite Rockstar IPs are never going to get new releases, being Bully and Manhunt. Yep. Those games aren't ever going to get a new release. And I know people love Bully and they love Manhunt, but like in this day and age, and especially with the advanced technology we have now, we can't have a new Manhunt because it's just going to be way too over the top. And Bully's just Bully. You can't redo Bully because even by the title of Bully, like you can't even sell that. Because like they're gonna be like, oh, it's a game about bullying kids. Like you can't sell that.
Well, you remember when before that game even released, or they trashed it. They were saying how this is gonna push kids to bully other kids and stuff like that.
They changed the name in the foreign regions. It's called Canis Canem Edit in like some countries.
Yeah, and then when you play the game, you're like, this isn't bad at all. This is normal shit that I've seen growing up.
Yeah.
Like, what's the worst thing that could happen in that game? You stuff someone in the locker, there was no blood.
Yeah,
There really weren't any, like, serious weapons except for kiddie shit, like a slingshot, marbles, rotten eggs.
It was very juvenile violence,
very tame.
The worst thing that happened in that game, I think they even scrapped it, was when you have the fight in like the power plant, the sewer thing.
Yeah. Like
the boss you fight now, he's supposed to fall into like the vat of like acid at the end, but obviously they scrapped that because they don't want to show like a teenager or like, whatever dying. So, yeah, they took very good care with that game. Like it wasn't too bad, Maybe like the worst thing you could do is like play a little grab ass and then run away. Like it wasn't really It
was very innocent.
Yeah, and there was a lot of adult humor, sure, but kids aren't gonna get it, especially like the way they like centered the comedy in that game. It was a very well made game, and unfortunately, you won't get a second title.
Yeah.
All right, you want to spill off your fifth? I gave up on it.
Oh, you gave up on it?
Yeah, I gave up on it. Okay. I think I have an idea what it is, but
and it's funny because as soon as Tony was going off on a tangent about 2K producing horrible content, 2K wrestling games have been tremendous garbage. They have been hot garbage and a half. They even put out a game that barely even works this year in 2K20 because THQ quit. THQ said, screw you guys, we're leaving. You guys suck. We want to make good wrestling games. So they left. And 2K tried to literally just take whatever assets they had left, put it back together, recode the game, and then shuffle it out for $60. and gave everybody the hot mess that was WWE 2K20. So the thing I'm looking forward to the most, and my list was in no particular order because I'm looking forward to this the most, is whatever the heck wrestling game THQ is about to put out on their own. Because it's going to be amazing. Because THQ used to make all the best wrestling games. Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown 2, when they had the Aki Wrestling license on the Nintendo. They had No Mercy, all the best wrestling games. So even if they partner with All Elite Wrestling or whoever else it is, they're making a game because they said they're making a game. Whatever they come out with, I am super, super excited for because it's been so long since you've had an actually good wrestling game. And good wrestling games, and most people can tell you, even if they're wrestling fans or not, are fun to play. Like, people don't even watch wrestling. You could play a wrestling game with them and just show them something, like, ridiculous happen. And it's like, oh, my God, like, what the hell's going on? They were fun to play. But nowadays, I don't even want to boot the game because it's just so bad. I'm just like, I don't want to play this. And I love wrestling, but I don't want to play these games. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Stay tuned. It might make his channel.
Yeah. Might invigorate me to play some stuff.
So, scratching the last two things I said because they were just trying to guess his fifth pick.
What were they, actually?
Don't remember. I am looking forward to 2 anime games. One Piece Power Warriors 4 coming out this month, and Fairy Tail coming out, I think, April, maybe May. Those are my next 2 games I'm looking forward to coming out.
So we do honorable mentions or no?
I mean, you can. I don't have too many things coming out that I'm honorably looking forward to.
Well, my first honorable mention is The Last of Us 2. I played the first one on PS3 and PS4, and I thought they were phenomenal. I thought it was a phenomenal game. Mm-hmm. A lot of people do kind of give a flack because it kind of feels like the Uncharted series, and you can definitely tell that Uncharted 4 was definitely influenced by The Last of Us 2, but they always thought that they might do...
You mean The Last of Us 1?
Yeah, that's what I meant, The Last of Us 1. I always thought they might do a sequel, but then it was like after the way the first one ended, it was almost like, how do you go about doing a sequel?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to see how they work that out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I guess the second one would be we'll go with Horizon Zero Dawn 2. 'Cause I did like the first one. I honestly did like the first one.
Pieces of shit.
Yeah, man. It's the true shit. I mean, you out there battling mechs with fucking a bow and arrow.
I just want everyone to know there was no one more hyped about this game coming out when it was coming out than me.
He made me play it. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have played the game.
Oh, no, I was gonna play it because of the company that made because they made Killzone. I only ever played the second Killzone, and I love the second Killzone. So I was like, you know what, I'll give this one a chance. It's a new IP.
Because I don't know if I ever mentioned this on this podcast. I feel like I did, but I probably didn't. I didn't really look into the game that much. I heard about it, and I didn't think much of it. I was just like, oh, it's like this thing where you hunt robotic dinosaurs. Like, sounds ambitious, but I was like, I didn't really care to play anything new at the time. And he was just like, oh, this game is so cool. Like, there's so much going on, and it's like, I feel like you would like it. And I was like, I don't know. But then eventually, like, I downloaded it and played it, and obviously it's the game speaks for itself. It was an amazing, amazing game. It was so refreshing to play something that was like, just constructed from a storyline standpoint, good gameplay, good upgrade. Because I'm not a big fan of upgrade trees. I don't like a whole bunch of unlockables. I'm not into that kind of stuff. Like, a few things here and there is okay for me, but like the game's upgrade system was great, and I felt like it gave you enough to survive, but then it was up to you completely, like, how to utilize what you're given and basically kind of formulate your play style, because you could definitely play that game a lot of different
ways.
Yeah, a lot of different ways.
I did like where you could knock off like certain things off the robots and then use it against them.
You'd have to exploit weaknesses and kind of game plan how you're going to go about certain things, because
I mean, towards the middle, I just like tread dangerous territories and like kept unlocking the overrides for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, anything I found in an area that was like big and bad, I was just like, I'm just gonna override you.
Yeah. But even at that point, it was really cool, because by that point you felt like you were the hottest shit that was ever roaming the land.
Yo, those fucking sun trials were brutal.
Once you get to the end of the game, it just, to me, even with like the best armor unlocked for getting all the power cores or whatever they were, I still had a hard time with the end parts of that game because
Really?
it got really difficult.
I thought the ending was like actually too easy.
It was, I don't know, because I don't.
I think maybe it depends on how you approached it.
Yeah. Did you I definitely didn't play on the highest difficulty. I played on the one below it.
I remember you tried to play on the highest difficulty.
Yeah, and that's like almost Dark Souls. So I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna have fun with that.
Yeah, that shit humbled him real quick, bro. That part where you have to like leave the village you're supposed to be shunned from, and like it gets invaded by like the first corrupted machine. Mm-hmm. I've seen him die on that. Like, until
I didn't think I was gonna cut through it like a knife with butter, but like at a certain point, like. You want
in
to
a space where
game.
you have nowhere to go and a machine that's like very erratic. It was just like, yo.
And extremely aggressive AI, which was crazy. So I mean, yeah, we could definitely. I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this because I actually want to have fun playing this. So I just kind of notched it down a little bit, and the game was still incredibly challenging. Like I said, the end parts of the game were really difficult, but not to the point where I just don't want to play a game. I feel like if you just make an obnoxious difficulty, then you're just not going to want to play the game. So I feel like overall the game was fantastic. So yeah, looking forward to that too.
You gonna cut it here?
No, let's just do the other list.
Okay. So, top 5 things you want to see in the future with movies and video games.
I'll start this off. I really want to see not all of them, but like the main 3 Resident Evil games in VR. I want to experience 1 and 2 in VR.
That'd be neat.
I don't know about 3. I haven't played 3 yet, but...
Because there's been mods for Resident Evil 2 on PC. They modded it to where you can play Resident Evil in first person the entire way through. Mm-hmm. So, and that looked really cool. So that would be a neat experience.
I did like the It mod they did.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was dope as hell.
Yeah, that was.
You want to go next, Rap?
Yeah, in that vein of what he was talking about, since he mentioned Resident Evil, I personally would really like to see survival horror as a genre really start making like a comeback in gaming. Because I remember a time period where we were getting like a lot of good stuff. Like around that time where Dead Space started getting like really popular. There were so many good like survival horror games, whether they were indie titles, AAA titles. There was a lot out there that you can kind of do. And I feel like nowadays, with the resurgence of Resident Evil, and you were going to get Silent Hills, but it didn't work out. But you have like these indie titles that are kind of like making their way up, and people are making really good horror games. I just want to see somebody make something new. Make something that's like really good. Or just bring back something that was good like Dead Space. Because Dead Space rocked my world when it first came out. I was like, dude, this is awesome.
Well, I heard supposed to be redoing Dino Crisis.
Yes, I'm holding out for that too, because I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And if they're gonna put a hint to it anywhere, it's gonna be in Resident Evil 3 Remake. They're gonna, because they came out at around the same time in the 90s. So hopefully they put like a little Easter egg or something to tell us that like, yo, Dino Crisis is coming.
Tom.
Okay, my first is a new RoboCop movie. I heard that they were working on the script, which got me really excited because I grew up on RoboCop. I've seen all the RoboCop movies. When I was a kid, I watched my cousin play RoboCop vs. Terminator, which I thought was a pretty cool premise. Wish I would have played the game myself. It'd be nice if they did like maybe like a TV show on Netflix based on that. Personally, I think it'd be dope. But yeah, I'm really excited about this new RoboCop movie that they're working on. The remake, I actually like the remake. I don't know, a lot of people didn't. I hated the fact that it was PG-13. I think they need to get back to their rated R roots and like the different shit that they parodied in the first and second movie. I really want to see them get back to that.
Okay.
I want to see more old school cartoons like Courage the Cowardly Dog and like Dexter's Laboratory, where like they're cartoons that you can enjoy as a kid, but like there's so many like deeper, dark adult humor in there that like if you watch it again, like cartoons aren't what they used to be. They're just like really stupid, and like with the LGBT community overrunning everything now, like everything's got at least one gay or lesbian person in it. It's just like, yeah, people should be free to like date whoever they want, but like now you're basically influencing kids to think it's okay to do these things now, and you're not really giving them a chance to figure things out for themselves.
I think when done correctly, it's okay. I feel like some people kind of shoehorn things to kind of be like, oh, hey, look at us, we're all inclusive. But I think like the way they did it on like Mortal Kombat 10 was cool, because Kung Jin is like a gay character, and they never once in the game kind of mentioned it, but they kind of just trickle it in there enough to where it's like, yeah, it's part of the character, but it's really not important.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
he's gay.
I had no idea.
In the
They, like,
story,
blatantly mentioned it during like his encounter with, who was it? Was it Raiden or was
it was Raiden. They were talking about going into the White Lotus, and he's like, oh, they'll never accept me. And he was like, they only care about what's in your heart, not who your heart desires.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just, that was it. They didn't expand on it, nothing. It was just like, hey, like, that's a part of the character, but it's like, it's not important to the character. It's just Kung Jin is Kung Jin. Like, I think when you do it like that way, it's perfectly fine. But like, some people will get a little carried away with stuff like that. My next pick for something I want to see, and this actually doubles as a game and movie pick, because I actually would want to see this get another movie that's done better, and it needs to be revived as a game series. Do something with Prince of Persia.
Fair enough.
Prince of Persia was one of my absolute favorite video game franchises.
I like the movie too.
The movie was good. I felt like the movie could have been a lot more.
I played the game. The game's hard.
Yeah, it definitely is. But rewarding. Like once you actually do it, it just feels like the best feeling in the world. And there's enough platforming and puzzles and good enough combat where it just.
Prince of Persia is like a better Life is Strange.
In what sense?
In the sense you get to rewind shit if you do it wrong.
Oh,
and, like,
the time. Okay. Or you could, one of those unfortunate events, you fall in the hole, but you wait too long, and then you rewind it, but then you end up like right in the middle.
Dying again. It was so heartbreaking. You fall in the hole because like I don't know if you know this, but like you get like a rewinding time power in Prince of Persia, right? So like if you fuck up, you get to rewind, and like you end up back on a platform. Mm-hmm. But like if you jump too far, you rewind and you don't have enough. You're like, here's the platform, and here's your foot ready to get back on the platform. And you just watch yourself plummet to a game over.
And sometimes it takes so long that you'll see it, the whole thing rewind, and it's just making like this dumb sound effect. It's like, and then you're just seeing them like go backwards, and you're like, come on, and then it like goes right back to when you were running on the wall, and then you just slap this stupid obstacle again. And you're like, all right, screw this. I gotta load my save file. Fucking thing.
That sucks.
Yeah, but those games ultimately, like I said, I don't mind really difficult games as long as they're beatable within a day of my life, because I'm not gonna commit that much time to dying. So, Prince of Persia, if they could put out another movie, put out another video game, something, I would love that. I really would.
Okay, my second, which may sound sacrilege, and I almost feel guilty saying this, but Metal Gear Solid 6. I want to see a 6th one. I liked 5, but it's just 5, man, it just...
What's up?
5 felt like it was incomplete.
It was.
I love 5.
And I
love 5. Even as incomplete as it probably felt, I feel like it's gotten enough gameplay out of me, enough playtime out of me, because like there's so much to do in the game.
Knowing Hideo Kojima and the way he makes games, there was probably like another 5 to 6 hours of that game you were gonna get.
Yeah. Like
it's heartbreaking, and like how they did him so dirty. they treated him like he was nobody. Like he was just some bum on the street. They're like, yeah, we're just having a party for Hideo. I was like, no, get out of here, dude. Like, get out. Like, we don't need you anymore. And it's like, this dude gave you one of the biggest video game IPs of all time. I don't care how long it takes him to finish the freaking games. Don't give him a deadline. Every time he puts something out, it's a banger. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, this is one of the greatest and most innovative creators of all time. But you're just going to throw him off to the wayside like nothing. It's crazy to me. And if Hideo Kojima was a part of Metal Gear Solid 6, I would love it. Technically, they did make a Metal Gear Solid 6 already, but it's a stupid pachinko machine.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you take something that's so beloved and you just turn it into a pachinko machine.
Yeah,
that's fucking sickening. And I will say this: if Hideo Kojima is a part of Metal Gear Solid 6, it would be a definite yes. I will definitely buy it. If he's not a part of it, that's not something I'm buying day one. No. That's something that I have to wait a good couple months to see how it turns out. And if Konami can figure it out and manage to put it together, and it, and at the heart of it, it is, or it's similar to what Hideo Kojima would have did.
Yeah.
Then I'll give it a try. But I know it's a pipe dream.
Definitely.
And it's almost sacrilegious saying it, but
that's not a pipe dream, dude. My number 3 is a pipe dream.
Metal Gear Solid 6.
In case in point of Konami pushing something out, just check out Metal Gear Survive and you need everything. That's case in point, everything you need to see. Because like Metal Gear Survive came out and I'm just like, okay, this is Metal Gear 5 Zombies?
Yeah, I feel like Konami showed their true colors with that. They're charging you $10 for a new save file. Like, come on.
I'm like, dude, this is exactly why I didn't want anything ever to happen ever again with Metal Gear once Kojima left. But if he's in it, then absolutely, great game. That's why when I heard he was involved with the creative process for the movie, I was like, okay, the movie's probably going to be pretty good. Because if Kojima says it's okay, it's okay.
So, excuse me. Number 3, and I touched on this on our gaming episode. I believe it was episode 3. I really want to see, like so bad, I don't care if it comes out a year from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. I want to live long enough to see true VR gaming. And I don't mean putting the headset on and like having good graphics and all that. I mean, there is a concept out there that we just don't have the technology for at the moment, where you basically have the VR gear on and it kind of like shuts down your brain from sending electro waves throughout the nervous system of your body, and it uses those nerves to control your virtual body in the game, so that when you're moving your body, you're not moving your physical body, you're moving your virtual body, and you're experiencing every aspect of the game yourself, not just seeing it in your own eye, but like experiencing yourself. So that is a concept that I feel is very much with how fast we've come in this world of technology. When you think about how not too long ago we were carrying beepers and shit like that, and like pagers, and now we have like fucking basically computers for phones. What we lack as a society to make this a thing is a better understanding of the human subconscious, basically the conscious mind, and like how all that ties and affects together. Because lo and behold, to do all that, you have to be able to mess with someone's brain without damaging them permanently. So
yeah,
I feel the type of people that will be testing this is people who are paralyzed, veterans, things like that. People who really don't have much to lose and are pretty miserable. It's like, hey, what if we can give you a chance to... It's almost like an Avatar thing. Like the movie Avatar. It's almost like that. It's pretty much that concept. And I'll tell you right now, if there was ever like a way to invest in that, I would invest in it.
Yeah, because I totally would want to make sure it worked before it shipped properly. Because just the thought of having like permanent nerve damage is terrifying.
I would take out a loan to get this thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds cool, but I just feel like there's so much shit that can go wrong.
Yeah, that's what terrifies the hell out of me. I'm like, if it works, then it would be absolutely amazing. And you think about, the people that don't have very good quality of life, that it would be helping out tremendously because now they can escape to this world and all this good stuff. But, dude.
My biggest thing is, how do you get out of it?
What do you mean?
Like, if it basically shuts down your body.
So the concept of it is that it's kind of like an online thing. So as all games, you have a menu when you go in. It just requires you to do a certain motion inside the game, and you access the menu. When you access the menu, you click log out. When you log out, it shuts down the system, and then your body goes back to working normally.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It sounds like a cool concept, and I'm not trying to shit on your idea. It just sounds like it could be very dangerous.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're years away. It's like in the science department, we don't even understand how to manifest that technology yet. We have VR. We're like a step there. Mm-hmm. We have VR. We have you able to visualize, and like if you are able to separate yourself from reality enough, you will experience the game as if you're in there. Because I know plenty of people who put on a VR and like they get on a roller coaster and they feel their stomach drop. They feel like they're on a roller coaster. I am unfortunately not one of those people. I am always aware that I am like not in the game and can't experience it to that level, which is kind of unfortunate. Mm-hmm. Which is why I do want that actual experience, because like in a game where like you can simulate, I don't know, flying or something like that and like actually feel it, because your nerves are in the game. You know what I mean? That's just
yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a risky thing. We're years away from it being a possibility. I just hopefully one day before I die, it's a thing I get to experience.
All right. What was I on 3 at this point?
Yeah.
Now if we're talking about things that are probably ain't gonna happen, but I would still like it to happen. I wish that freaking Namco would finish developing Tekken Cross Street Fighter. That would be amazing, because Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out in like 2013 and it was hot garbage. But at the same time, Namco was developing Tekken Cross Street Fighter, which was supposed to be a crossover fighting game, but in the Tekken style of fighting, which to me is leaps and bounds better, because Tekken is my favorite fighting game franchise. And they've proven that they can pretty much put Street Fighter characters in the game, because they put a cool and just work out so. Like, dude,
he plays pretty well.
It's all a matter of just porting over characters at this point and just slapping on it. It would sell like hotcakes. Like, it wouldn't even take much of an effort. But I think they're kind of like, they keep talking about like they're gonna do it, but at this point it's kind of just developing hell. Like, like Duke Nukem was like a thing for like 10 years before it came out. I feel like that's what Tekken Cross Street Fighter is becoming at this point, and it probably won't happen, but it'd be pretty neat if it did, because I'm kind of like dead when it comes to fighting games at this point. Like, I'm just kind of over it. I'm like, it's not much that excites me, but
except Guacamelee too.
Well, that's a beat 'em up. That's different. That's more like
we fighting.
That's
sometimes as chickens.
Yeah, but like that's more like a Final Fight, Streets of Rage, Double Dragon kind of thing.
Why am I losing my? Okay, there we go. We're back to normal. So what the hell's up with my voice?
And those would be cool too. I wish they made more beat 'em up games. Those are actually pretty. I mean, nowadays we have like hack and slash games, like Devil May Cry, God of War for a while was a hack and slash, and it still has those elements in it.
Right now, if you watch our God of War playthrough in Symphony Gaming, it's more of a back the fuck up and throw.
Basically.
It's more of a walk into the slap. That's pretty much what I'm on that game. It's fun. Sometimes. That's why I never go into anything with any kind of confidence and arrogance, because I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a whole series about me getting slapped, and consistently. Like, my face would be bloodshot at this point with the amount of times that game slapped the hell out of me. But there's people that play this kind of stuff for a living. I'm like, okay, whatever floats your boat. I just kind of always play video games for fun. That don't seem like too much fun to me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just kind of want to beat the thing, not...
The funny thing is, it was his idea to play on the highest difficulty.
Well, it's entertaining. I'm pretty sure people that are watching me get my ass handed to me on a consistent basis are enjoying it. And that's okay with me. Like, if I'm entertaining you, that's fine. I'm not looking for some deep personal enjoyment out of it. I'm like, hey, I'm kind of getting this, and I'm kind of getting through this. I'm hopefully in, like, 500 episodes, I'll get the game done.
It's like, the only challenge I have is, like, getting him to be willing to play it.
Because, you know, sometimes you play something long enough, you start getting a damn headache.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, this is, like, legitimately frustrating me. And, like, if I don't stop playing, like, I'm gonna, like, throw the cat across the room or something. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't do that to the cat. But, like I'm saying, like, you just get mad that you start thinking of crazy stuff. I'm like, I'm about to flip the whole table over if this damn enemy doesn't stop slapping me across the forehead. Like, I'm getting real tired of it. So I just stopped, because, like, there's no point in getting that hot about a video game. And it's like, let me just put this down, and we're done. We're done here. Live to fight another day.
Okay, so my third would be I want to see more hip-hop biopics. I feel like there's a lot of stories that could be told. I know after Notorious came out, they were supposed to be doing a Run DMC biopic, where the writer of the Notorious movie was supposed to be help penning it. Haven't heard anything about that. I heard they're supposed to be doing a Juice Crew biopic. Haven't really heard anything about that. But I mean, there's so many different stories you can tell. They said it on the Bronx. I think it was Queen. I don't remember. But yeah, there's so many different stories you can tell between just single acts, groups, record labels. I know after Straight Outta Compton, they were supposed to be doing a Death Row story, but Suge Knight basically shut that shit down. Like, they basically had the movie cast and they were ready to shoot, but Suge Knight said fuck that, nah. But I really would like to see more hip hop biopics, even if you just slap them on Netflix and make it episodic. I'm cool with that.
Fourth. This is getting difficult. It's like there's not really much I would want to see. Like, everything I'm glad to see, but I don't know what I would want to see. Oh, I know what I want to see. A little more on VR. I want to see a VR based movie. I want like it probably costs. Yeah, you know what? It probably wouldn't even cost as much as like an IMAX theater would cost. If you had like a small room with like a number of headsets, it could just literally be a small room. You don't even need a big screen, and just have like, I want a movie company to develop a VR based movie. Where like everyone, you know, you go in, you put on the headset, you put on your headphones, and like it's like you experience it yourself. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, right?
Never even thought of that.
Yo, I think of a lot of things. And it's mainly at 1 a.m. when I can't sleep.
I would be down for that. It depends on what kind of movie it is, though.
I mean, like, something like Action Hank. What was it? Action Hank, the first person movie?
I think it was
Action Henry, whatever. That'd be a good
Action
VR
Hank,
movie.
Action Hank was the dude from Dexter.
I think a horror movie.
A horror
great
movie
in VR.
So like, yeah, so like a Michael Myers movie where like, unfortunately, you're probably gonna be a chick. It's alright, just look down and caress yourself, but
I don't got time for all that. I gotta work.
Hey man, in those movies, it's usually the girl that's the main role, and she's the one that survives. I imagine you want to be the one who survives.
Basically.
Unless, hear me out, they make a type of movie where like you can get multiple roles, and you know your character might die off. It's like maybe like an open-ended movie, right? But that would take so much work. But you know, we're at that point of technology in that day and age where it's possible. You can definitely do it.
You probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give everyone a control. You choose what decisions you make. Blah blah blah. A, B, C, or D.
Yeah. It'd be cool. I just feel like oftentimes I tend to think too much about movies that I watch, so like If I watch something that's probably... If I have to do something in VR that's, like, disturbing to me normally, I really don't want to do it in VR. Because then I'm going to just sit home and be like, yo, that felt like that really happened to me. I internalized this thing that never really happened, and now it's a permanent fixture in my mind. I felt like I did it. And I wouldn't want that. Mm-mm.
That's interesting. Fair enough.
I wouldn't want to be, like... Say what you may about the movie or not, I really wouldn't want to be any kind of actor in any kind of exorcism movie. I don't want to see somebody get possessed in front of me. That's not... Oh, and
that would be the wrong type of movie.
And I don't want to be the one to get possessed by the devil. I don't want that.
That would definitely be the wrong type of movie.
I don't like any of those kinds of movies. They psychologically, I don't like them.
Like, how do you first person that? Like, you're either laying in bed the whole fucking movie being possessed, or like... You're trying to baptize this person.
I feel like you go in day by day talking to this person who's slowly drifting into madness, and you get to go home, and then like a bunch of crazy stuff starts happening to you. You try to sleep, and then your bed starts shaking, and then your chair starts shaking. You feel like, nah.
Chairs have to like, they have to have like motion chairs.
Yeah, no.
They used to have in like the Jurassic Park movies to like where it moves with you. You need motion chairs.
Nope. I'm good. I don't want my bed shaking. I don't want this collar thing around my neck, so when you're supposed to feel like you're choking, it chokes you. No, I don't want none of that.
Whoa, what the hell was that?
That...
Are you throwing way too much, bro? Like that's a lawsuit.
That's like BDSM type shit.
Yeah, hold up.
I'm just saying, I don't want to feel none of that. I don't want to... No.
we went into a different category here.
Well, I feel like as disturbing as those movies are, they have to have something psychologically disturbing happen to you.
I don't think I want to put something around my neck though.
Cause I'm just saying, like around the time the movie came out, like the original, I think it was like 1970, 72. I ain't seen nothing like that in the theaters back then. That would be like making a movie now and like just having like the most messed up thing you can think of happen. And it's like, oh my god, I just saw that. It's like, I don't want to watch that.
So, number 4 for you?
It definitely ain't that. I'll tell you what I don't want to see. In terms of something I would like to see is and I don't even want to put this out as like a remakes kind of thing, because like remakes are cool, and it's cool that we're bringing back all this stuff we used to play, but give me some more platforming games. Give me the stuff that I used to like a lot, because like a lot of the stuff that I still play to this day are just IPs I grew up with. I don't play a lot of new stuff. So like if you would give me back Jack, if you would give me back Sly Cooper, if you would give me back all this stuff, it would be fantastic. But one game I want to see come back that could be remade in today's day and age, that we don't have a lot of games like this in general, would be Tenchu, which was the PS1, PS2 game series about ninjas. It was a stealth-based game, and it was pretty much kind of like Metal Gear, where it's basically primarily the focus is stealth. I feel like we have a lot of games that incorporate stealth elements. I feel like on almost every game you have like a stealth section of the game where you have to be quiet and you don't get caught. But there's just not that many games that rely primarily on stealth to like get things done. Like Thief, I thought was going to be a really cool game. It was okay. It wasn't that great. Yeah, it wasn't. I got like after a while I'm just like, ugh, this game's not that good. I would like to see Tenchu come back, and it almost did, which is why I put this on my list specifically, because
Dishonor was pretty good, and you can like sneak around that whole game.
Sekiro was supposed to be the new Tenchu game, but they completely scrapped it and decided to turn it into what Sekiro is now. And that's why you have like the grappling hook stuff, and that used to be stuff from like Tenchu.
Hard and very repetitive.
Yeah. Instead of what it should have been, which was like a very grounded stealth game that required a lot of planning and item layout, much like Metal Gear, where you would have to really utilize everything in your inventory and learn enemy patterns. And I like games like that reward your patience and strategy rather than you just having to like mow through it. So Tenchu would be a series I would love to see revitalized.
Okay. Tell me. 4?
I want to see Red Dead Redemption 3.
Okay.
Nigga, 2 just came out.
So what? I still want to see a third one.
2 literally. How long has it been between 1 and 2? How many years?
A long time.
A long time.
2 came out.
Does anyone have like a date?
2011, 2012.
The first one came out 2010.
Okay, 2010. We were in high school, yeah, for sure.
So almost 10 years, almost a whole decade.
So you're telling me I'm not allowed to...
I'm just saying.
So what you're saying is I'm not allowed to want a third Red Dead Redemption.
Bro, I'm just saying, finish enjoying the second one.
I still haven't...
Answer my question.
I still haven't finished enjoying the first one.
No, by all means, want a third one.
I didn't shit on your stupid ass VR thing.
Actually, you thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. But it's still fucking stupid. It's dangerous as fuck.
So a lot of things that are fun are dangerous. Skydiving, that's dangerous.
Okay. And it's still fucking stupid.
Hey man, listen.
You know what? I don't even want to elaborate. I just want Red Dead Redemption 3. Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead and elaborate.
Nope.
Go ahead. Nope. Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm done.
I want to Red Dead 3 too.
You guys fucking guys, bro.
You know what? You know what else I want? I hope Horizon Zero Dawn 2 gets canceled. That's my honorable mention. Go ahead, sir.
Actually, I loved Horizon Zero Dawn so much, I'd be okay without a sequel.
Go ahead.
To be fair. 5, I want an original... This is going to be like a multi-parter. I want an original with like the old school feel, like PlayStation 1 style Crash, Spyro, Sly game, and PlayStation 2 style an original Jack game. I want original like old platformers, like not like what they did with what was it Skylanders, and they turned Spyro to an abysmal monster that I never want to see again.
Okay.
I want that. I want a completely original game, but like.
So you want a brand new IP, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
You want a brand new character.
No, not a brand new.
Because I said I wanted platformers back too. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm saying like I want a Crash 4.
That's Wrath of Cortez.
I'm just making a.
No, I'm just
explaining.
I know.
Just explaining. Sir. I want a Crash 4 because I wanted to feel like it belongs in that row of games. I don't want you to make fucking Crash of the Titans and call it the next game because that's not it. You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
It wasn't. Yeah, that's for sure.
That's all I mean. Like make a Crash, then make a Spyro 4 that feels like Spyro 4, not Skylanders.
So you, sir.
Now I have to get a 5th one.
You got a 5th while we're waiting?
Yes.
Yeah, go. Let me think about that because I think I've kind of hit all my nails on the head.
Or if you want to elaborate on the Red Dead 3.
No, no.
Tell him you're waiting for. I'm surprised it's not on his list. Tell him you're waiting for Portals 3.
I am waiting for a Portals 3. I really am waiting for a Portals 3.
I'm actually surprised. I thought he would say something about like a Portals 3.
I forgot about Portals 3, man. It doesn't come up much. I had so much fun with Portals 1 and 2. It's such a good puzzly game. I tried to convince Tony to play 2 with me if it was ever like a thing that we can do, and he said no, of course.
What did it come out for?
Xbox.
Well, we could just get an Xbox. Hook that sucker up. Record that.
I don't want to get an Xbox. We can just play it online. I mean, it's on Steam too.
Oh, we could do that too.
Yeah, we can do that.
My 5th is I would one day like to see a GTA movie.
That's interesting.
That's definitely interesting. It'd definitely be it wouldn't just be one movie.
No, I feel like you could, not necessarily with the first, the second one, or London 1969 ones. I couldn't see where you can make a movie out of that, but 3, basically anything from 3 and up, you basically could make a movie on.
Yeah, I definitely want to see a San Andreas movie.
Yeah, I mean, you could even say 5 kind of plays like a movie a little bit.
And if they've ever made a San Andreas movie and the drive-through mission wasn't in that movie, I would cry.
I think...
Let me get 2 number 9s.
If I wanted to see a Grand Theft Auto made into a movie...
You'd probably do 4?
Yeah, I'd probably do 4. I feel like they could flesh out Nico's story a lot.
Yeah.
And there could be a lot going on with that. And it could be really funny, too. And they could throw a bowling reference in there, too, if they want. That'd be neat. Nico, you want to go bowling? I'm like, shut your ass up. Stop hitting my phone up. Weirdo. He did get that Puerto Rican chick, though. Good for him.
So, did you come up with your 5th?
can't really think of anything.
All right, so what?
I'm waiting on you.
What about me are you waiting on?
I wonder why there's so much animosity on this podcast.
There's not animosity. I'm waiting to see what the hell he's gonna say.
No, not from you. I just feel like eventually it just gets to this standoff point, either with me and you or with him and you. I don't understand why.
They hate me. I don't know why.
I don't. If I hated you, I wouldn't be on this podcast.
Listen, motherfucker.
After the last time,
me saying I hate you insinuates that I once felt something for you, sir. I just don't like you.
What the fuck you mean? We just opened up this podcast episode with you saying you hate me.
You're right. Change that to I don't like you.
So, I think it's cool to wrap it up. You gotta go take care of your wife, right?
Yeah, are we gonna do this song recommendation?
Yeah.
Okay. You go first, sir.
Me first?
Yes.
If you haven't listened to it or played the game, Hell or High Water by... Give me one moment. I'm sorry, I don't know the artist name from the top of my head. Come on. By Billy Raffao. Raffao?
I think it's Raffo.
Whatever.
You'll get it if it's similar.
I was gonna say, put it on the screen. They could probably see it.
Oh, well, it's gone now. Billy Raffao, Hell or High Water. It is one of the very few songs you hear playing Days Gone, where you have to do a long drive. So they're like, play a song while you're like enjoying the scenic background of the beautiful, beautiful world there. And I like the song so much that I actually opened it up as a playlist in Pandora. And the songs that come up on there, even though they kind of have like a country feel to it, are actually really good.
Cool. It reminds me of... and Tony will probably know this, Unshaken that they played in Red Dead 2 around the end of the storyline where Arthur's kind of riding on the horse. That song's awesome. Reminds me a lot of that when they put like a nice like actual song to kind of like roll with the story, and it means a lot in the context of the story. I think that's really neat.
So who's next?
Tony's next. I'll finish it off.
Okay. My pick is Next Levels by King Ghidorah.
What?
Shouts out to Godzilla though, King Ghidorah.
Okay, so King Ghidorah is
a three-headed monster.
Is an alternate ego of, if anyone knows, MF Doom, the metal-faced terrorist himself. MF Doom started out in a group called KMD back in the early 90s. He basically faded away from the hip-hop scene around 94 after his brother was killed in it. He was hit by a car. So he basically faded out of the industry for about 3 or 4 years. Then he started popping up at open mics where he would freestyle, but he always wore a face, like a mask over his face that kind of resembled Dr. Doom. And that's how you came up with MF Doom, Metal Face Doom. And he basically does what a lot of other underground rappers do, like Kool Keith. Started out Ultra Magnetic MCs back in the 80s. He's known as obviously Kool Keith, Black Elvis, Dr. Octagon, Dr.
Oh, Dr. Octagon. Okay, that's the name I know him by then.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's off the album called Take Me to Your Leader, and it's basically written through the viewpoint of King Ghidorah. If anyone knows, which I know he knows, is a kaiju from the Godzilla universe. And it's like a real nice, mellow, jazzy tune, something that you can kind of just vibe out to. And
I'm actually going to really check that. Like, as soon as
that was
this is over,
That was different.
I'm going to check this out.
Yeah, it's a really good album. I got put on it very late. It came out in 2003, and I've always heard of MF Doom, but never really started listening to him until like 2015, 2016. And that Next Level song came out. Well, the first time I heard it was like 2011, 2012 on Pandora. It's a really good song and a really good album.
I think the last song I ever heard him do was Earth People when he was Dr. Octagon still. So I definitely got to brush up on him. This has been a really long time since I heard his name pop up. And he's had so many names that it's kind of like I don't even know what to call it. Yeah.
Kool Keith has put out over 100 albums.
Yeah, he's put out a lot of music. So definitely it's a lot to like dive into.
All right, sir. Song.
Oh yeah. Let me just pull one out of the memory banks.
He wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm not a big music guy. White Lines, Grandmaster Flash. Listen to that. Neat song. There you go.
Okay. Listen to that.
Yes, please. That's a good. It does have a good message. Put you there. Early days of rap music, I guess.
Well, that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and
That's the one thing that disappointed him. That's the one thing that he actually shudders for.
I mean, it is a good song, and actually that song was in Rockstar's skateboarding game, Thrasher Skate and Destroy.
Okay.
So that is actually it's a good song.
Yeah, my stepdad used to play that song a lot because he did a lot of cocaine back in the day, and he was just like, "Hey, listen to this song, listen to the." Oh, okay. And I ended up really liking the song.
Oh yeah. Before I forget, where the hell was it?
I know that entire song word for word, by the way.
Okay, so anyone who's interested in fucking prep meals being sent to you, HelloFresh. I said I was going to do this. I'm going to do this. We're going to give you a fucking code you can put in to get your first 3 meals of the week for $20. That's 3 whole meals. They send you all the ingredients you need to make them. You pick whatever it is, $20, free shipping, whatever. Try it out. The code is...
Just write it in the description.
Well, I gotta say it. I'm gonna say it too.
Just write it in the description.
What if they don't read the description,
Just
Tony?
write it in the
I will. Just let me say it.
Tell them that it's in the description instead of just saying it. It'll be in the description.
I hate these guys. I hate them so much.
Good. One less person I gotta like in the world.
I'm just here sometimes, guys. This whole dynamic that's going on, I'm not a part of it. I don't know.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the BigSin Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. And, of course, share us with people. No one going to add in? No.
I did the deuces.
Can no one, repeat? Whatever.
Okay, White Lines,
Peace
Grandmaster
out, guys.
Flash.
See
Listen
ya.
to that.